I hope you are having an amazing day. Today, we are going to be playing some Minecraft. Now, last time we left off, we got a fair chunk of the stairwell done, including this part of the stairwell, which I'm actually really happy with how it turned out. Like, I'm really happy with how this turned out. There's still a lot we have to do down here, ignoring this little bit. Hi, Lily. But we still have this chunk to do. And the storage down here, which we need to upgrade, actually, because we're running a little low on space. And I do have the iron to do so, so I'm going to upgrade this. I'm also going to, well, make this place a little bit less cramped. And fix up the rest of the stairwell. And then that should be all we need to do to fix up specifically just the Skelly farm, excluding anything that's outside of it, because I might actually put a few things around here that are also decaying to show that, hey, this was part of something. But for now, that is the plan. I did chop down a spruce tree and a pale oak tree while I was setting up for today, and I only got 3 pale oak saplings from it, and that's including the one that we had in storage. So that means that we can't get any more pale oak unless we go to the pale oak forest. So that's fun. That's on my docket list. Not for today, because I would rather not. I still need to fix that. But that is the goal for today. If I remember correctly, it goes copper, mud, birch. And we should probably go copper and the white blocks as well. Until maybe this is 2 blocks down, so 1, 2 till about right here. And then we'll go to mud again. And then birch down here. I feel like that probably wouldn't be the worst thing. Plus what we can do down here, if I can find a way to open this up a bit without destroying anything, which should be relatively easy, then I might also make like a tiny little room back there for, I don't know, maybe up here where you can sit for skellies. Maybe this used to be a shop. Maybe this used to be a shop that someone ran. And then down here, under the stairs, is where they would sleep. So this might be a bedroom. But first things first, I need to grab the white blocks. Calcite, diorite, pale oak, and bone. Technically, I also need copper, but that's fine. I'll deal with that in a little bit. I also need to figure out what to do over here, because if this is going to be visible at some angle, we're going to want to figure out how to fix some of the inconsistencies with the wall. Okay. I'm just going to quickly clear this bit out. That's the ceiling over there. But the thing with the ceilings is that I believe I'm gonna do half slabs for the majority of the ceilings. Oh, I kind of want that there. And then through here is the wall. So I can open it up. To over here, which is actually kind of a spacious area, all things considered. And there goes that shovel. Alrighty then. That's dark. I would like to grab these. Sure, we have a lot of deep slate, but tough is a little bit more of something we need, even if we don't use it often. But we need to fix this wall so that way we don't have this gap. Over here, actually, wall blocks or fences could do well over here. I can see that. And then, of course, we need to patch up this wall. That's not going to be visible. And it's 2 down from here. So that's 1, 2. Lovely. I would... Thank you. There we go. Ah, a singular piece of iron. I mean, I'll take it. Right. We're using mostly pale oak logs. And in this area, we have water running down here. Water is pooling there because of the hole, cracks, and everything. Then there's water over here. But if we go this way, sure, this has collapsed a little. So actually having some wood and deep slate on the ground would make sense. And maybe even a hole in this specific wall. Because if it collapsed, and there was a structure built here, it most likely wouldn't be able to hold the weight. But then again, this is supposed to be holding up a fair chunk of the place, so it depends on how rotted away it is. I'm gonna go ahead and put cobbled deep slate there. Let's do... Can I... Nope. Aha. I can. Perfect. Because I don't have copper on me, so I wouldn't be able to put the copper blocks right now. Ah. Hey, there's a hole there. Kind of helps to remember that. Trying to think. I feel like in this area, if there was the floor caving in due to the weight of the ceiling itself kind of collapsing, the wall itself would have the most pressure at the bottom just due to the stuff piling up. Meaning that if there was going to be a hole, it'd be at the bottom. It also means that I need to. Wait, no, those would be copper, so I don't need to get rid of those just yet. Okay. Let's do. Wait a minute. That wasn't right. That's an odd support. Do I want to move the support? Or do I want to move a lot of other things? If I move the support, this wall is going to be 2 blocks longer than that one. Which wouldn't be great. However, if we do it this way, where we have the wall here, we can have it so it kind of curves out and then fits with the rest of the stairwell. Plus, so we can make it so it's kind of a doorway as well. Let's see if we can fix it. Uh, do, 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 do. Gotta grab that real quick. Because there could be a hole at the bottom. So we need to start from the top. Right. That's why we were doing it in the first place. There we go. I might also want stair. I put my stone cutter in chest. Kind of hard to use said stone cutter if it's not placed down, but you know what? It's fine. There we go. That's not quite right. Let's instead do calcite there. Because calcite's a good in-between of diorite and the pale oak. Alright. Isn't that... And since that's being weighed down by the ceiling and not because of rot or anything like that, I guess there could be some rot involvement considering the fact that the beam itself broke, which could be because of many different circumstances, whether it's termites, water damage, or just old age. And because there's so much water involvement in this general area, it wouldn't hurt to think that there's at least some water. Maybe not as much as all the way over there, but there's definitely going to be some. I would like to have diorite on my hotbar. There we go. I did that wrong. There we go. What's over here? Oh, is this me looking for the slime chunk? I believe it was. Okay. You know what? Just so I have access to it in the future, because I don't remember if I have access to it somewhere else. Oh, it's still here. I was gonna say, where's the crafting table? I'll go ahead and put a... I'll put a door there once I have a deep slate tile. There we go. And that'll technically go to somewhere. Fairly certain that's where I went to look for the slime chunk. So maybe the future slime farm is connected to the Skelly farm. Maybe they're friends and want a secret passageway. I mean, it works. And if I don't want it in the future, I can just cover it up. But for now, don't hate it. And then bop bop. And the further down we go, I feel like the more diorite we should probably have. Just for the simple fact of we're going further down. There's going to be more pressure, more weight on the blocks. I would like to place blocks there. There we go. Lovely. I also need to grab copper. Oh, right. I was going to leave the roof down here, at least, as cave. Because that is what I think would make sense, which it still does. I was wondering in my head for just a half a heartbeat of what am I going to do over here besides fix the floor, because that's not quite right. Let's do this. Is there any more? Oh, there is. Lovely. Why was it spread out? Alrighty then. Apparently I wanted it spread out amongst several different things. And underneath this, I feel like mangrove wood would be the closest to what that is, but I do not have mangrove wood, so... Let's try dark oak. Yeah, it doesn't take too much away from it, and it's not drawing too much attention to it, so if you walk by, you're not going to really notice it all that much. Lovely. Let's go ahead and drop off the deep slate, the dirt, the iron. And everything else is downstairs. For the most part. Let's do... It wouldn't be waxed. That's not visible from the outside, right? Only that one is. Okay, cool. So that one doesn't need to be a stair. Ow. Well, I didn't mean to break that one. And then just those three. Ow. I would prefer it if I didn't misplace blocks. There we go. And then put the calcite back. And put down a torch temporarily. I also need... For now, I'll put a torch there. I don't know if... Is that visible from up here? It is not. So yeah, I need to put a torch there. Otherwise, that's gonna cause problems. Can I... Oh, I can. Lovely. I need to remember that I have this waxed copper. But once that ages, that should fit in. Alrighty then. And then right here, I'm gonna double check to make sure I don't have random things of spruce lying about. I'm fairly certain I do. And I was correct. And then I have mud, wheat, oh, there we go. That should be good. Just because I want to keep this relative pattern going. Even though it's a little bit different as we go down. And then the floor of downstairs, or the bedroom down there anyway. Let's do... I mean, I could do spruce because the top is spruce. It would make sense, but that's also a lot of spruce. But I also want it to be different from the stairwell. I'll give myself time to think about it. Especially since right now I can go bop, bop. Sure, you legitimately can't go through there. But you can see through there. But if we do it in the right way, we can make it so you still can go through there, so it's like a shortcut of sorts. So sure, you have to crouch, but you still can go through it. And I don't have a spare thing of calcite. Oh, calcite. There we go. Just gonna do calcite since it's one of the blocks that we used most frequently in the walls. There we go. And then what we can do is have this be a stair down, or maybe even just a half slab. Then it can go to the actual floor. I think that'll be good. Oh, there's so many Skellys. I should put that on the floor. There we go. Well, that's not what I wanted to do. How did I do this? It was... right. So we're gonna need a few. 10 should be a good starting point. That has a support. This one doesn't. But we should have supports every once in a while. At least in some places. Including right here. Because that legitimately wouldn't hurt. And if that did fall down, we're going to want to destroy the roof up there. Just a little bit. And then we could do something similar over here. Let's do... this? And the rest will be mud bricks. No, not there. And one over here. Yeah, that's not bad. And then since above this is going to be the floor of that area, we won't have to worry about the ceiling. We will want to put torches back here, though. Just so we don't have any friends just hiding in corners. That would be unfortunate. Let's go ahead. I'm going to drop off the mud. And grab the birch. There we go. I'm also going to need some oak. Ish. I might as well keep the spruce on me as well. Doesn't hurt. There's just a few skeletons down there. I'll be fine. Okay. At least we're close enough that it should be fine if we do two levels with birch. And we could do something on the bottom 2 blocks. Maybe not copper again. I mean, we could. We could, in fact, do copper again. But I think before we do that, and before I actually do the walls down here, I need to first take care of these guys. Come on. Stop being far away. Why are you being smart? That would have hurt. And then I'll go and grab some iron so we can make some more hoppers. Because we're gonna need more chests, more hoppers, just so there's less of a likelihood of running out of storage. Because at the moment, there's a very high likelihood that I'll run out of storage. And I'd rather not have that happen. So let's head on out. You know what? I'm going to actually grab this. Because I'm fairly certain the only way to make copper doors and copper trapdoors is with the ingots themselves, not the actual blocks. So I might as well grab them, smelt them, and see if I can make them. If I can, hooray! If I can't, well, I'll figure it out. Ow. Ow. Come on. And while we're up there, I need to make sure I double check everything, make sure I have all the resources I need downstairs, down there. So I don't have to go up and down all the time. Because that would kind of suck. Also, something I thought of while I was chopping down trees earlier is I have a lava pool by my house, by the giant place upstairs. It would be fun to use that as a means of some people living upstairs, like on the surface, without having to live downstairs in the caves. Because the whole reason that everyone's living in the caves, in at least in this world that I'm making, is because it's cold. Kind of hard to survive when you go outside and get hypothermia. You're still here. Hi. I legitimately think that Enderman is stuck. That Enderman has been here for 4 streams now, just about. Oh, I already have some. Alright. Take it. That might legitimately be all I need. Lovely. But maybe there's like a few huts near the lava pool upstairs. That'd be fun. Or maybe there's something by the lava pool that is using the heat of said lava pool and transferring it down below so there could be some heating. I can see that as well. I went a little too high. Just a little. Just a few floors off. Nope, I would. Ugh. How about this not fall to my death? I would like to grab my iron. Thank you. That's probably too much iron, but you know what? That's fine. If I have too much iron on me for the hoppers, then at least I don't have too little iron. Rather have too much than too little. Then we can make more hoppers, make more chests, make it so we have a less likelihood of having our storage run out. And even then, I think I'm going to put barrels and chests upstairs as well in the Skelly area. Just in case if I have to empty it out at any point. Doesn't hurt. And would it probably help my future... Ow. Would it probably help my future self if I put it in a location where I don't have to go out downstairs to get bones and stuff? Probably. But it's fine. For now, I'm just going with what feels like is more probable story-wise, and my future self will deal with it for a little bit until I find a better solution. Which is technically actually making a storage area for me. But at the moment, my storage is functional. That is all I require of it. As long as it is functional and not overflowing, it is fine. And I'll deal with the consequences later. You know what? I'm just gonna do all of those. You know what? 9 hoppers is a fair chunk of hoppers. Well, that wasn't what I wanted to do. Yeah, that should be enough. Will it actually be enough? I guess we'll find out, but it should be enough. Okay. I mean, I'll take it. Wasn't expecting that, but I'll take it. I'll take free diamonds. Oh, that is a very tall roof. Ah, that's fine. Hi, Blue. Yeah. And even more diamonds. I can't complain. I cannot complain. You guys are loud even when I have you turned down. And yeah, I have... If you guys think that the Skellys are too loud, like let's say I have like a bunch of Skellys down here while I'm doing stuff, just let me know. I do have them currently turned down to 30%, I believe. Yeah, I do. So, if I kept them at where they once were, it would be a lot. Let's just say that there would be a lot of sounds. I know I want to expand this, but I want to be smart about it. Because this chest is going in to this one, but I could easily condense it. Or hopefully easily condense it. Maybe. We'll see. technically the better way for me to condense it would be to tear it all down, which is probably what I'm going to end up doing. But we'll see. I'm not going to tear down the Skelly portion of it, but I'll tear down the storage. I also need to bring down... I need to go back upstairs. Because while I'm doing this, I need to put down carpet where the Skellys are. So the experience stops getting stuck on the divots of the hoppers. Because that gets a little frustrating. Because it's like, oh, I wanted to get that experience. And if I want to get that experience, I'm going to have to either break in and jump onto them, or just not get the experience. So I need to grab carpet. Which I have a whole lot of carpet. I think I remember leaning towards using red wool. I should have enough. And if I don't, I have sheep. I can easily just shear them. It's been a while since I sheared my sheep. So we'll see. Something I also need to do is breed my cows. Ow. I would like it if I stopped falling at a high enough distance to get hurt. Because it kind of hurts. But before I breed my cows, I need to take down all of my potatoes. Okay, not all of them. But I might as well harvest my potatoes. Cut the thing in half. And start planting wheat again. Because I'm growing low on wheat. Which would make it kind of hard to breed cows. Or use anything that requires wheat. Like packed mud. Or anything of that sort. So we'll see. We will see. And since I'm already up here, I might as well do it. Just to save myself a little bit of trouble. Well, I didn't mean to press E, but alright. Let's also put away our diamonds. Lovely. I'll keep the iron on me, because why not? Hi, puppers. Okay. You know what? At this point, can you look at me? Please? Thank you. I might put a poll and see what we should name the Enderman. Because that Enderman has been there consistently, and I think he's legitimately stuck because of the fellow Enderman. And I do have a name tag. So as long as he stays there, I think he'll be fine. He'll just be stuck. For a little bit. That is a lot of potatoes. And I'm fairly certain I only have 9 wheat seeds. Ah. Lovely. And the rest will be potatoes until we get more. Sunflower, but sunny for short for the Enderman. Ooh, that's not a bad one. They are legitimately stuck in like grass and dirt. You hear that, Enderman? You're gonna get a name. Which also means that I need to make sure that it doesn't disappear somehow. I mean, it hasn't for a very long time. So I think our odds are pretty good, but yeah, he's legitimately like just kind of chilling. Cause look at him. He's just stuck in grass. And the only reason we can see him is because he's an Enderman and 3 blocks tall. I don't even know if he's holding a block or anything. I think he's just chilling. I came up here for a reason. Ah, yes. Carpet. That gives us not enough. Sunflower the Enderman. Where? Okay. Do I have a pair of shears down here? Oh, I do. Okay. I think my other pair of shears are downstairs in the Skelly farm. I'm almost 100% certain. Oh. Every single time I look over there now, I'm just reminded that my pale oak tree betrayed me. I might as well shear all of them. Lovely. Give me all of the wool, please. Please. Thank you. Please. Is everyone sheared? There we go. Nope. Let me out. Let me out. Please. Feet. Okay, I need to go the other way. Let me out. Let me out. Okay, okay, that way. Why is it easier to walk backwards through the crowd rather than forwards? Alright. I guess that worked. We now have gray wool, which was a new addition last time. That's going to give us 9, which is exactly enough for the hoppers downstairs. We good? Yeah, I think we're good. Except for the fact that we're running low on steak. So next time I go up there, I definitely need to breed my cows. But I'm fairly certain I brought all of my wheat downstairs. And the only thing that's remaining of that is a stack. So that's not a lot of wheat left over. So definitely need to improve my wheat farm. And then once we do that, you know what? Where the top part of the iron farm is, where the main function of it is anyway, in that general area, once I have it better cleared out, I think because I want that to look grown over, have foliage and stuff like that, I think it wouldn't hurt to have our animals and bees be on that level for multiple reasons. Plus maybe an upgraded farm, because sure, I'm still gonna have the farm on the first floor, but it's probably not big enough for what we need, considering the fact I don't harvest often, because I keep forgetting it's there. So I think that would be a good thing to have on that level, especially since it means we would have the ability to not have to go upstairs every single time and risk getting blown up by a random creeper, because I still haven't lit up the area. And I feel like lighting up the area would be a little dangerous just due to the fact of I don't want the snow to melt. So, might still be a little dangerous upstairs, but we'll see. And also, I want it to appear like this is going to be a fully functional place just underground. Okay. Can I reach all the way back there? Lovely. There we go. Oh, fixed. And I'm gonna put 3 temporary chests, just due to the fact of this is gonna fill my inventory. This will be the bone chest. Arrow chest. And then the next one will be a gear chest, which I'm certain is what's taking up the majority of it, so it'll also transfer to the other ones. Arrows. And since this is actually going to be relatively organized, I might, instead of putting it back into the system, just put it into some of the backup storage that I'm going to have. Just so we don't have to do it in the future. Anytime in the future, like anytime soon. I'll still have to do it occasionally, but if I do it now, I'll have a less likelihood of having to do it later. Oh, that's so many bones. Also, this is a great way of getting all of the gold we need for going into the Nether, which is absolutely lovely. I put my actual bow in here, didn't I? I did. That's not my actual bow. This is actually better than my actual bow. Might need to combine those two. Just so I don't accidentally... Why is there... apparently this is also a glowing farm. Oops. Not a very successful one, but we're gonna get random things of glowing. I guess I'll take it. I guess. Alright. Oh, look at all of those arrows. And then a whole bunch of gear that doesn't fit in all just one chest. If this doesn't fit in... No, it'd have to fit in all three of these chests. Because that very top one wasn't all the way filled. So it wasn't just stuck in the hoppers. Well, I guess it might have been a little bit in the hoppers in between, so... No, we're good. Okay, cool. Alright. That went in the hopper. Okay. So 100%, we need to put a chest here. And I think what I'll do is I'll do a weird... I'll do a weird storage. And see how it works. It might work. It might not. But we'll see. How do I want to do this? Because what I'm thinking is from this top chest have two different hoppers, one going down, one going forward, or something along those lines. Or even no, not there. If you do it like this, would that still work? Because it should be picking up stuff from the top one if it's full. Sure, it'll be odd, but it shouldn't look terrible. Actually, we can check with iron. Yeah, it's going all the way to the bottom one. Lovely. That's what I thought. So those ones, it'll go down. And then with these ones, it can go to the side. And since this is double chest, it'll also go down. It'll go over. And I'll do it this way. That's not what I meant to do. So it'll be like that. So let's do... I'll just do oak, because why not? I don't know why I'm doing it like this, but it doesn't hurt. I mean, it is splitting amongst them, so we might have a few issues with bones and arrows just taking up more room than they need to, but All in all, it technically means we have more storage. And if it causes issues in the future, well, we'll f fix it when the time comes. But it does legitimately add more storage. It also kind of looks interesting. And technically, we can always do something else. But I think this isn't the worst thing in the world for extra storage. Because this gives us 2 chests filled, like 2 more double chests. And technically 10 more slots if you count the hoppers. So that's not terrible. I don't want to fix Burke to you too, Lily. Do. I mean, it would cost another hopper. But that's fine because, to be honest, thankfully I'm not running too low on hoppers. I'm gonna quickly just kind of dig into here. We could make it so that these chests are just right below this one. And if we do it like this, we technically can't do it the other way, where it adds the other chests. Because then we'd have to go down even further. Which isn't a terrible thing. But it's also not the best. However, if I grab that and the... Did I grab the carpet? I did. Did it go in one of... It did, okay. But if I do that instead, I'll have this one face this chest. And then I'll dig a little bit more back here and push out the wall. Then from here we can have 2 more chests added. But if we take that a step further, if I can, because this one will go into this one, and then this one can go into another one. But then that also just causes unnecessary hassle. Potentially. It'd be more hoppers than what is necessary to have the same amount of chests as before. Maybe. Or what we can do similarly would be taking this one. I don't know where. Oh, it's over here. Is taking that one, rerouting it, so it goes over, and it'll go over twice. So we can still have a third one over here. And if there is this third one, then we don't need this extended over here. So this can just immediately go. Where to do? I only have one carpet. I need two. Because the red carpet I have is for this one. Where did you go? Did you go into that one? Or the... Oh, you went into this one. Okay. And then this one can just immediately go into this chest like it used to. With nothing needing to get complicated. Goes down. This one can do similarly. Doing bop, bop. Which means that we have 6 chests instead of 5. That should be a decent storage just to give ourselves a little bit of time in between having to empty it out. I think that's not bad. To be honest, I think that's probably gonna help out a whole lot. Sure, it wasn't as much storage as I thought I was gonna add, but I feel like if we add more, we could add more. And it wouldn't be that hard. It would just be one more. Just so it's aligned with the third hopper in the back. Well, not with the third hopper in the back, but essentially be the same amount back as the fact that we have 3 back of hoppers. And it makes this place actually really spacious. And since it's really spacious, it means that we can also put our backup storage down here as well, or maybe even think up something to do with Skellies. The fact that there's we're getting a whole lot of gear and arrows and stuff, I wouldn't be too surprised if maybe there is some sort of maybe guild of people that kind of just collaborate, come downstairs, gear up, and then head out to wherever to help send off a threat or something to that effect. Like, let's say upstairs strays are becoming more of a problem. So they come downstairs, get geared, and they'd probably have a deal with the shopkeep. Because if there's a shop upstairs that is available to, I'd assume, everyone, then it wouldn't be too out of the ordinary for there to be a special thing as well. So the main way that I actually got it over there. Okay, so it won't be the same amount of chests over because we're gonna need to have one going into here. Because if I mess with the hopper in the back, it means that these chests will be neglected while the others are overflowing, which wouldn't be great. Doing it this way means that it'll be shared relatively evenly. Considering. I would like to. Okay, fine. Uh, please? Well, that's not what I wanted to do. These ones will go in here. I didn't think of a way out. I already need to break down the back wall anyways, just so I can decorate. So I'll just do that. And then these ones will go to the side. Which makes it so that there's 8. 8 chests of storage before it becomes a problem. And you know what? That's honestly not bad. And the fact that there's no longer Skellies just rattling in the background, it really makes this place a little quiet. Used to there almost always being a constant rattle. But since I sped downstairs, I don't think I gave them enough time to really go, oh hey, I can spawn. Which is fine. Makes it so I don't have to worry about skellies while I'm trying to decorate this place. You're gonna say it was quiet as well? Yeah. Yeah. And see, the thing is that I legitimately have music on frequent, so whenever there's music downtime, it's supposed to be. I swear a couple times there were skellies in my game I'm playing. Oh, I mean, maybe there are. You never know. Maybe there's skellies and they're just in the closet. And they need a little reassurance that they can come out. uh, all right. So that's the actual logistics. Oh, I love House Flipper. And you never know. Maybe there is. There, you're going into places and renovating them. You don't know if you're gonna pop into a wall and just go, "Oh, what are you doing in here?" You never know. Maybe you'll find a Skelly friend. Hopefully they don't have a bow and arrow and they're maybe a little bit punny instead of uh these Skellies. But I mean, all right. I know I'm using this for like random, very heavy end tables. Because in all fairness, I'd probably be very heavy. And I know I'm gonna be using the cobblestone and moss and the stone like blocks for paths that are around this and kind of include it, but it's not for this build specifically. Because I do want to make this place look overgrown, almost like it's a lush cave, and have paths and stuff like that. Which is why I have those blocks up there. But I feel like if I use them in the actual build, it'll be a little odd. It wouldn't really fit. But I could probably use tough. So I think I'm going to grab some tough brick. I think I have the stone cutter down there already. I do. I'm just going to move the stone cutter downstairs. Hey, there we go. There we go. There's the sound. Hi, friends. So they can't see me if I go over there, so I just need to be careful. That's kind of funny. Okay. I opened that area up. I do need to fix up the drop. But for now, they can stay. Add a little bit of ambience. For now. So that'll be the stairway up. I'll go bop bop. Go in. Swing at them. And it'll be fine. I think what I want to do is probably 2 blocks on the side and 3 blocks ahead have tile. And then everything else would be a different floor type. And then down here, I might as well push this out a little bit. It's already slightly dug out because of, I'm assuming that was a random cave. So we might as well. Something I am wondering. Ow. Mainly to myself. Is if this was an old or older civilization of sorts, why did they abandon this place? Because this is supposed to be older than the place I'm building at home. 42. Because what could have happened is famine or plague, or maybe they were taken over by something and then just kind of got wiped out for one reason or another. Or maybe they went on and were like, you know what? I want to see the sun for once. I'm tired of being underground. And they went upstairs. I mean, that could have happened. And in all fairness, they do have access to the surface. Probably easier access than what my place has. Aliens did it. They were abducted. Because I'm thinking, like, for any of the places that are downstairs, like, are underground and are rotted away, that are part of this specific civilization, I feel like having a way up to the surface in the majority of any shops and stuff like that, I feel like that would kind of be fun. Mainly because it means that they were allowed to go up to the surface, probably because it wasn't as cold as it is now. And it also means that they could have just decided, oh, hey, I could just travel or something like that. We'll see. We will see. Because depending on what areas I build down here, just part of the crumbling civilization that is going to be discovered by the one I'm making currently, what could have happened will most likely end up being possible to find in just the random buildings that are broken, stuff like that. Because I like doing that. It's fun to world build. Plus, it also gives me time to go, huh, I never actually sat and thought about that. Because I haven't. Should have. But didn't. And you know what? Right underneath these stairs, I think right about here or maybe one block back, maybe having like a room of sorts. It would most likely just be an employees only room. Because this would be, I don't know, VIP access. You're allowed to go down here if you are friends with the owner. Or something along those lines. Come down here, they can access this, but can't access this. And if upstairs, under the stairs here, is the bedroom, then it wouldn't make sense if that was the bedroom. But I think that makes sense if that was the bedroom more so because it has more privacy if people are going to continually walk up and down. Meaning that this could be like repaired. Well, no, not repaired armor, because if this was repaired armor, then it would put the armor that would most likely be here out of business. Because I'm assuming it would probably be close by. So I'll probably have like a broken down blacksmith over there, or maybe even over here, just somewhere nearby, and they'd probably work closely together. I'll I'll see what I'll do with this area. Because if this is a bedroom, it wouldn't make sense because of the amount of traffic that'd be coming through here. Sure, it wouldn't be the most amount of traffic as upstairs would, but it'd still be enough traffic where you wouldn't want your bedroom like right there where anyone can see. Because then it'd be like, I'm gonna take a quick nap, and then you hear like 7 footsteps go by. Oh, come on, I was gonna sleep. And then they're loudly chatting and swinging at skeletons. That would kind of suck. It'd be like, oh, come on. I was gonna take a nap. I was gonna maybe, oh, I don't know, gain back some sleep that I lost. But no, you guys had to be productive. And get bones, or most likely arrows, or experience. Oh, right, you can see me. I was wondering why skeletons were dying. It's because they can see me. And they're angry they can see me. Sorry, skeletons, I'm not invisible. Please don't hurt me. They're probably gonna hurt me. just a small thought. Probably gonna hurt. I think what I might do is push that wall back, put a door here, and make it so that's another employees only area, just in case if I need to fix something, or if I ever want to actually make a good storage where it's not just hoppers, like maybe actually organize it, which means I would need to relearn how to make an actually good storage sorting system, because I do not remember how to do that off the top of my head. Which mainly means that I would need to... You killed the majority of your friends just because you were mad at me. Come on. Those were my safety net. I'm laughing at a bunch of skeletons. Alright. That's fine. You know what? I think underneath here, I'm gonna put like a little shelf. Like this will legitimately be like the shopkeeper's little home underneath their home. It'll be quaint. And it'll have a little bit of personality, but it won't have too much because it's a small area. However, I don't know how much of it will be intact. Actually, a fair chunk of it might be intact because in comparison to everywhere else, it's a small enough area and doesn't have a whole lot weighing down on it, except for, of course, like the rest of the surface that is above it. But because this is part of natural cave generation, it'd probably be a lot more sturdy than the places that are dug out like this that needed those extra supports. Especially since this would also count as a support because it's going to be holding up the stairway, so the stairway wouldn't collapse. And just in case, I'd probably put a little bit of supports, just so, you know, he doesn't go to bed one night and have the ceiling collapsed on him. That would kind of suck. But the shopkeep's bedroom might be the thing that's going to be the least damaged. which would actually be kind of cool. I don't know how much of that's actually going to be visible, but that's fine. It just means I need to make more tuff. Which I didn't bring a whole lot down, apparently. Thought I did. But I didn't. I think I only grabbed 40 of the potential I could have grabbed, so I guess it wasn't a whole lot, but it was enough to get the majority. There we go. And if this is natural cave generation, having that be... Good night, Lily. Then that would be most likely just deep slate, so I can do... a few slabs, a few stairs, and a few walls. Probably not going to use that many walls, but doesn't hurt. If there's going to be a door here, it would have to be here if I want to make a shelf. It'd most likely be a wooden door. You know what? Since it's going to be a wooden door, what I'll do is on... there would only be room for one. You know what? I'm going to push this wall back by 1. I should have thought that through. But I'm going to push this back by 1. So that way the doorway can be 2 wide instead of just 1 wide. And then I can do what I was going to do. So I was going to use trapdoor on the floor to basically show that there was once a door there, but it's been aged and decayed to the point where it is no longer a door and more so a slab on the ground. There we go. And we're also going to want kind of shape the roof a little bit. Not too much. I'm probably doing too much, but it should be fine. Especially since we're gonna take the walls down and replace it with birch. Okay, I technically don't need to do that one thing, but it's fine. I'll waste that little bit of birch, just in case. Nope, I would like that birch in my hotbar. Thank you. And I think the area that would probably have the most water just back here would be right over here. Mainly because of this. Having this wall here makes me feel like there's probably a lot of water just dripping off of it. Like, sure, I don't have dripstone at the moment, so I can't currently do literal stalagmites or stalactites. But I could do makeshift ones for now. And then once I actually find a dripstone cave, I can make it better. Wait a minute. Let's do this. So it looks like it's holding up the stairs. I'll even have it going over the roof a bit over there as well, similar to what we're doing upstairs over here. If I can find my... I mean, there's a slab. Might need the slab, but do I have... That's a trapdoor. Do I not have dark oak stairs on hand? Alright. Apparently I don't. You know what, let's do a slab here instead. If we do a slab here instead, we're going to want to change that to one of these. There we go. Sure, it takes up a bit more room in this area, but I'm fine with that. Let's go ahead and... I didn't count how many I needed, so I'll just do 12. Lovely. And then I'll have some deep slate bricks. For the other side of this shelf. If I want there to be a shelf there, I'm gonna need the support. Okay, I won't need the support, but I'm wanting the support. And I know there's a way I can do it. I can see it in my head. Just need to put it in action. I can't use dark oak because we are using dark oak and spruce, so that's already very dark on dark. And the only thing that's super bright is the birch. Which also means we're gonna need to do something light, at least light-ish, for the floor. Which I'm fine with. Why am I looking in there? I do not need to look in there. There is... You know what? I'm going to focus my attention on this stairwell real quick. Just so I have these blocks placed. And then I can focus on the minute details of the downstairs area. So over here, there's not going to be much decay with the mud brick or anything. I feel like that would probably survive a little bit better than some of the other things. Unless, of course, I can... I don't know if I can... Wait a minute. I know I have a furnace upstairs in a chest. Because I know there are some blocks you can crack. I don't think you can crack mud brick. Yeah, you can. Okay. So yeah, I'll just leave that undeteriorated. Meaning that we can't really go off of what's going on upstairs all that much. Especially since this isn't collapsed or anything. So there's most likely not going to be any substantial water flowing down. Or at least none that would cause significant rotting in that specific way. So there may be a few places where there's a little bit. Specifically in the corners. But anywhere else would probably not have too much going on since there's not a specific water source to pinpoint, hey, this is going to be rotting here for this reason. Because in the corners, I can see it happening a bit more just for the simple fact of maybe there's a slight, even if it's a very slight decline, there might be a slight decline over here to where the water kind of pools there. Not a noticeable one, but enough so to where the corners kind of get attacked a little. And then down here, since there's a literal cave right over there, and then of course there's water technically right above this if you go up a few blocks because of the Skelly farm, there's probably going to be a lot more water damage closer to the Skelly drop than anywhere else in comparison. Usually I love using spruce for furniture, but I think that might be a bit too dark in this specific case. I might use oak trap doors for the side. I'm gonna just put the iron in here because it's just taking up room in my inventory at this point. What's in here? A random assortment of items. Actually, Well, that's not. I would like the door, please. Thank you. And everything else can go back inside. Because I don't think we're using it anytime soon. The smithing tables, I did for up here. If we did it downstairs, there would have to be a reason. The reason this one is reinforced is because it's the very top floor. You're going to want to make sure that it's not going to crumble or age a lot. Plus, there's water right here, so anything that would have the potential to get water damage, you wouldn't want near it. And since these look a lot more sturdy than some of the other blocks, I feel like that makes sense. Especially since it's right next to the Skelly area. But downstairs next to the drop chamber, it could make sense. But I wouldn't want it to be the entire floor. In fact, I'd probably only put it up there. And I think we have enough for that on hand. So I don't think we need to make more of those at this specific moment. Amethyst is very pretty. But not right now. Not for what we're trying to do. Especially since I can't turn that into half slabs or anything like that. Birch is the walls. Oak is also technically the walls. A lot of this is already other things. Which means I might be able to do spruce and get away with it. Which I'd be down for. I just need to actually make sure that is the case. Because I don't want to make the place too dark. Even if this place is crumbling and everything, I want to make sure that you can actually see what's going on instead of having it to where it's like, oh, hey, I know there's something here, but it's kind of hard to decipher what's here and what's not. And then if I quickly do something like this, it's a nice little shelf desk area. It's definitely not supporting the ceiling, but I feel like it kind of needs it. I don't have a good reason for it, but because this is an oak trapdoor, it could be used for, maybe they wanted to grow vines there, so I could put like low lichen or something on it. Or maybe they simply wanted something to be like, oh, let me just hang, I don't know, my clothes on here, or maybe some photos. Like, you could do a lot with stuff that looks like trellis. Trellis? Fairly certain that's the word. And then with the doors themselves, bop bop. This one is going to be broken. And I don't have that trapdoor. Because I used it. So it fell over, crumpled. It is gone. That door does not exist. And this one I might just want to do that instead so it opens the same way. And then we can have... I wouldn't want to have a support in the same area. So instead, I'm going to have a support all the way up there. But in doing so, it still makes the door kind of null and void, since it's a little too high. But we could do something along these lines. I'll make a stair real quick. Where it's basically... Sure, there's no, like, actual water damage, but things age over time. So, it aged, started to crumble, door fell over, and the top half of the door, at this point, is probably so broken and rotted away that it's not really going to be something we can really go, hey, there's the thing. Or we can, if we really wanted to, we can put both trapdoors here. It does kind of look like the doors just kind of fell over. Sure, we don't have the actual knocker or doorknob. Whatever that's supposed to be. Because it kind of looks like both. It could have just fell flat on its face. And you know what? I kind of do like that. Because if the block above it, that's holding it up, and even the block to the sides, that's supposed to be holding it up, if that starts to wither away, having it fall isn't going to be too much of a surprise. Because this place is supposed to be old. Alright. I'm still going to put planks there, even if we're not, most likely not going to see this one. Because I'm going to leave it open. There are so many skellies. Alright. That's 3, and then 3 on this side as well. I'm just going to quickly clear out the gravel so I don't have to worry about it later. I am going to have to worry about lighting up the ceiling, though. Because I don't think I want the ceiling that tall. I mean, I'm going to need to put at least a torch up there. But having it this tall, so it's at least 4 high, where you're right next to the skellies, doesn't sound like too much of a bad idea. And that's the corner. That's 4. That's also a corner. You know what? Alrighty then. I see how it is, Skellies. Fine. Jeez. Here I am, just trying to spruce up your area. And then you try to shoot me through the blocks. I mean, sure. Technically, this place isn't gonna be that great for you guys, because you guys are kind of gotta stay here until you perish, but I'm at least making it look pretty. Don't have to shoot me. If we put it like that, to be honest, this is making me want to push those forward a bit, which wouldn't be the worst idea. We'll see. For now, because I don't want to get rid of the skeletons at the moment, I'll leave it be. I don't think I need it indented on this side. I also need to raise the roof a bit more. I can't mess with the actual drop point until there's no more skeletons on the inside. Which, sure, I can take care of it right now. But I don't mind the chatter of the skeletons. So I'll take advantage of the chatter of the skeletons and get rid of this outer wall. This is... right? I think that's the right block. And just in case if that becomes spawnable, I don't think it will, because I see an opening over there. Oh, right, because that's the outside. Then that should be fine. I'm gonna have to scaffold up here to get the rest of the roof, but it's fine. I can't reach that. I didn't need to do that one. Because it's not going to be visible. But it's too late. Gonna do it anyway. Because it doesn't hurt anyone. Plus, I believe I have enough birch that I can spare a few. Because it's not going to be completely birch. It's also a bunch of other things. Let's do that real quick. Get a little bit of oak as well. Since in this general area there's going to be a bit more water exposure. Just for the simple fact of, hey, there's water above here. I'm going to put more oak in these areas. Plus it adds a little bit to the wall since it's going to be a little flat. Dang it. Wait, did I drop off my dirt? I did. That's only 2 of my dirt, though. Alright. Kinda want my dirt. It is something I would like to have so I can scaffold since I don't have bamboo. So I need to fix that. There we go. Can't reach that. Can I reach the chest? There we go. Just gonna quickly put those down. Lovely. Fairly certain I have some bones on me. I also have a need to have a stack of arrows on me. Didn't realize I accidentally put away my arrows, but you know what? Better to find out now than when I actually needed them. And then up here I'll put a torch. Ceiling's going to be cave, so I can just use cobbled deep slate to fix that. Thankfully. This is just... Okay, yeah, I can just let this one die. Wanted to make sure. Because normally I don't want to let my pickaxes die. But this is one that is not the best. Because I have 2 others that I can do. Yeah, I think I have 2 others that are legitimately just mining pickaxes. Because they didn't give me fortune or silk touch. Speaking of which, I do have the levels. So next time I go upstairs, which is when this pick dies, because I don't want to be mining deep slate with anything less than a good diamond pick. I'll do that. I'm also gonna... I'll keep those on me, since I'm going upstairs. I'm still digging the walls and the ceiling out, so anything that I need, it'll still be here, plus I have more cobbled deep slate upstairs, so it'll be fine. And I'm fairly certain I don't have... It was legs. It was a helmet and legs upstairs. Or was it boots? I'll grab the boots, just in case, because I do have an armor stand upstairs that I am using for specifically gold armor if I ever need to go into the nether. Just in case. Because I'd rather go into the nether with gold and be safe than go in without gold and find a few piglins who want my head. Because that would be unfortunate. Especially since I know that would not end well. Because depending on how many there are, I would most likely be outnumbered. Thankfully, recently I haven't needed to go too far into the nether. So technically I wouldn't have run into any piglins. But better to be prepared than to go in and regret your actions. And then any piece of armor that we didn't need for the armor stand upstairs, I'll just put in our extra gear chest. Because we're going to get a lot more gear downstairs, so I don't think we really need to worry too much about getting it back downstairs. I probably should have taken care of those skellies so I could have gotten a little bit more levels. It's too late now, but I should have. Keep forgetting I have villagers. Okay, I was right. It was legs and helm. Bop. And bop. Perfect. I also forgot to put the door on the... Okay. I have a little bit of deep slate. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna grab some books. I need to grab lapis. I can enchant 2 things before I can no longer enchant anything. It would help if I actually made the tools. Okay, so efficiency, efficiency, and respiration. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. I'll try my luck. Ooh! I mean, I'll take it. Sure, I kind of need fortune over silk touch, but I'll take it. You know what? It means I can get the Nylium from the Nether and not have to kill Enderman for it. Plus, it also means I can get ores without getting the actual ore if I ever wanted to use those for some reason. Yeah! Actually, there's a few things, because I can also use Silk Touch for, beehives. Okay, that's actually really good. Efficiency and looting. I know looting is amazing. I don't know if looting can only be on a sword. Honestly, I haven't checked that, because if it can, then, well, I'd need a sword. Which I do, which I can make one. But for now, since I'm not trying to get anything specifically, what am I? Yay! But what am I going to use fortune on an axe for? Fairly certain you can't get multiple pieces of wood from a tree or from a single log. You know what? I won't look a gift horse in the mouth. That's really good. Little confused, but it's really good. I put the book in here. That's so good. Oh, but I don't want to have it in my offhand right now. Because right now, Silk Touch on Deep Slate is like one of the worst things I feel like I could do. Mainly because you can't do anything with just straight up Deep Slate besides use it as a building block. Because you can't change it into stairs. You can't do anything like that. You can only do that with the cobbled Deep Slate. So for now, I'll put that on the back burner. But that's going to be amazing for when I'm in stone. Lovely. And you know what? I can see what the next one can potentially be. Efficiency again. I mean, I'll take it. So next time we enchant a pick, hopefully we'll get fortune. So that way, whenever we come across diamonds, we can get the most amount of diamonds we can. Because that would be fantastic. Is potatoes on? I think the potatoes are on the right side. They are. Lovely. Just gonna quickly grab some cactus, since I keep forgetting to harvest it. Oh, did one of them break? I think one of them broke. And where am I storing the cactus? Oh, I'm storing the cactus flower in with the flowers. You know what? That makes sense. And I don't think I have a green sheep yet. Do I have yellow flowers that aren't the wild? I don't think I do. Let me fix that. Kind of. I'm not gonna actually fix the problem. But I'll see if I can bone meal this upstairs after I try to sleep. Because if I can bone meal this... Okay. And it gives us... Yeah, it gives us yellow. Lovely. Plus I can get those as well. Run away! There we go. Let's put those in there. And we now have dandelions as well. Might as well just put the snowballs in here. You know what? I can actually plant one of these wheat seeds. And that entire plot is 3 by 9, I believe. Okay, so I just need to keep 21 seeds, just so at least this plot, if I ever decide to change out, or if for some reason I lose all the seeds, I can just replant. And I don't think I have a yellow sheep. And I know I could make a lime sheep just mixing the dyes, but I'll do it the other way. I'll just dye one of these sheep. green, and one of these sheep yellow. And I need to remember to breed those sheep together. And then I'll get lime. Or at least I should. And I believe I'll get cyan if I do the blue and the green. Which will be lovely. And because I'm not currently using that axe and this one will last me a bit, gotta put that in there. Is there anything I need to grab at this specific moment before I go back downstairs? I don't think so. Apparently I need to hit my bed real quick. But other than that, I think everything we need is already down there. And if we need something else, then I'll come up for it. I think anything that we may need would be stuff that we don't currently have on hand. And any of that would be different wood types. Because we don't have mangrove, acacia, technically pale oak anymore, because the pale oak tree decided to not give me one singular sapling. And I know there's a few others. Jungle. So, a few types of woods. Technically, most things involving clay, which would include terracotta. And I bet there's a few other things off that I'm just forgetting off the top of my head that I'm also not going to be able to just have on hand. And considering the fact that kelp isn't a thing I found anywhere nearby, I think where the portal is now is where it's going to be. But since this place is going to eventually become a lot bigger, of course I'll have to do a little bit of, hey, how far away does the portal need to be for it not to connect with the other nether portal, but having one be lower. Rude. And closer to the bottom, that's farther away. That'd be pretty neat. And that's probably where the majority would come to trade, because I feel like anyone who's coming for either just visiting or living, they'd probably go to the portal on the surface, while any coming for trading or anything like that would go to the one that's farther down, that's closer to a lot of the majority of where the businesses would be. And I think kelp would be something that would be imported because of the fact I have not found kelp anywhere near me. Like, sure, they could probably make a kelp farm here, but I keep forgetting to put the copper doors down. Dang it. But it'd be better sourced from elsewhere. Oh, right. I did make sure, yeah. I did, in fact, make sure this was the right pick. Because that would have sucked. Plus, this one's going to be a little bit faster because the other one was efficiency 4 instead of efficiency 5. which is absolutely lovely. All right. Fine, be that way. Be one block too far away. And I think for the Skelly drop area, I'm not going to do birch like I'm doing with the walls. I definitely want it to be a different block. I'm just... I don't know which block. Because there's a fair chunk of blocks that we can pick from. That wouldn't be too out of the ordinary. Actually, can I get this from... Oh, I can. Lovely. Because at the moment, I feel like it'd look better if we were able to dip it back a bit. But the only way we can do that without encroaching on the hoppers is trapdoors. Which would mean we'd be limited to most likely the wood types. Well, this is not the safest thing in the world to do. And if we are limited to the wood types, I'm gonna have to stay away from any of them that are holy. So stay away from oak, stay away from warped. But I think the majority of the wood types that I have are not holy. Because birch doesn't have any holes. Spruce doesn't have any holes. Dark oak doesn't have any holes. Neither does pale oak. Problem with pale oak is that I think it would look a little out of place. Especially with the design. If we do copper, that has holes. But, and this is the only one that I would give a little leeway to, is if we do this, I don't have dark oak down here, do I? Oh, I have a little bit. Okay. Lovely. And then put a slab. I'd rather put a trapdoor, but just for our own safety, I'm going to put a slab. Especially since I'd have to go upstairs to grab said trapdoor. I'm going to go upstairs anyway, because I don't have the copper on hand. I only have 2 of them. That is not enough. Dang it. And I don't think I have just normal copper bars. I do not. But I can see it looking cool if we have it supported by spruce. Sure, it also means that it's not the most practical thing in the world, but they're also falling, so if, let's say, skeletons could somehow shoot through the holes in certain designs of trapdoors. I don't think they can. In fact, I'm almost positive, like 99% certain, they cannot shoot through the holes in trapdoors. It means that it's technically perfectly safe. But let's just think about a world where they could. They're falling, so the chance of them actually successfully making a shot while they're falling and just barely seeing them is very slim. Plus, I think it'd look cool. So we'll see. And then on the other side, I'll just put a wall. Because that side's going to be close enough to the employees only section where they can go behind to see the workings of the hoppers. There's not going to be enough room to do the same thing on that side. So, for now, we'll do that. That makes 2. And we're going to need... We're going to need 2 for just upstairs, so... we'll make a few. Probably too many, but you know what? It's fine. Rather too many than too little. Even though that means I'm going to need to start mining copper again. I mean, if I find copper in any of the sections that I mine to that degree, I'll mine it. But if I'm just strip mining, I usually just go, I'm looking for this. I'll just go for this. Especially when it comes to copper, because usually you get a fair chunk. And then you don't need it for a very long time. Until you use large chunks of copper for builds, and it's like, oh, hey, kinda need copper. Would be a little useful. And I need to remember, put the door on the front of the building before I go downstairs. Otherwise, this will be, what, the 4th time I've passed by the front with the materials to put down a door, and I haven't put down a door. So, let's try and remember to do that. Also, I have a very... I think I know where that baby zombie fell from. I remember at one point, I was searching the caves. It might have been last time. It might have been the time before that. I know it was during the skeleton project. And I found an area that was unlit, but was high enough and small enough that I felt like it wasn't too big of an issue. But over, I just put you down. Alright. Nice. I mean, it looks a little odd from the outside, but... Or from the outside, from the inside. But I feel like I can probably fix that once I actually have an interior and maybe a ceiling. I need to get rid of those skellies before I do what I'm gonna do next, because this is gonna hurt otherwise. Especially since they can kind of... Okay, they can't come out yet. Oh, they can kind of come out. Ew. Well, I'm glad they didn't, because that would have been scary. But now we have that. Which doesn't look bad, but I still don't like the fact that this is flat. So I feel like if it was a bigger area, it probably could have worked. But for now, it doesn't quite fit. So if I do this instead... Okay, that's better. Still not the best, but definitely way better. In fact, what if I put trapdoors over here to give the illusion of... Well, I guess it's not an illusion of depth. There is technically a change in depth. You know what? Yeah, I like that. That is way better than before. And just in general, I need to change those. This is going to be a little bit of a weird stairway, just because of the chests over there. Not the worst thing in the world. Little weird, but it's fine. Yeah, it'll be fine. And then over here, I would rather... I'd rather have this pushed back a little bit. But considering where it is, I kinda can't do that. Not well, at least. So, do that. Makes it so you can't go in. Skellies can't see you. And you can also see it from here, which... I'm not going to change the entire way down. But I might change it... enough to where... Can I... Thank you. Where from... here is birch. Actually, it'd probably be a lot of oak. Ow. Okay. I'll grab that and go around. There we go. main reason it would probably mostly be oak is just because water is bringing the skellies down, and it's technically dripping down because I had to put signs in order to stop it from flowing all the way down here. And then if we go back down here, I mean, you can still definitely see that it's not going all the way up, which isn't the best. But as a temporary thing, just due to the fact I'm not going to do it all the way up until I finally go, okay, I'm breaking into the Skelly place, lighting it up, and fixing that area. That's when I'll do the rest of that. But for now, it's fine. Doesn't bother me too much. Then you grab this. And break down these walls real quick. Sure, this area is technically going to be blocked off the majority of the way. I didn't need to break that one. Because that one's technically not going to be visible. Actually, this needs to be tough. And there needs to be tough on this side as well. But over here, I feel like I can get away with a little bit of mistakes since it's not going to be viewed all that often. Because I'm going to put a wall back there. I'm going to make there be a door. Just to show that, hey, this is for certain people. It's not for the general public. And you know what? Let's do... Let's put a pillow over here. That's right across from the other one. And if I really wanted to, I could have it cross over, which is kind of what I'm wanting to do. And if we do that, I'm gonna need to go upstairs for Jerk Oak, because I do not have that on hand. I'm so glad I finished up a chunk of the Skelly thing. Otherwise, that would have been a mistake. There we go. And then behind it, we can have the birch and oak. Dang it. Which will be over here and an arch along with it. I feel like on the other side, we'd have birch. Because it's not... Oh, it's already aging. But then the door's kind of pointless. I mean, it's not the most pointless thing in the world, but it is definitely more pointless than before. You know what? I didn't mean to break that one, but... There we go. I would like the carpet. Thank you. Because if I organize this in a specific way... It will... Alrighty then. And then those ones we could just put barrels. I'm not going to put anything specific in the barrels themselves. For now, I'm just going to put one over here. This one I need to break because I need to reorient it. So it's facing out. That one might... Yep. There we go. I need to put the red carpet back on them. Nope. Okay, where did that go? Perfect. This one will go out. This one would still need to go out as well. Why do I have a feeling I didn't grab? Yeah, I didn't grab the carpet. Dang it. This one would still need to go out, though. Doot 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 doot. I need to move that one. So it's facing that away. And I need to make more hoppers. Definitely not the most efficient way to use said hoppers, but it'll look good from the front. So it'll be fine. For the most part. You know what? I'll make these downstairs. Just so I can count how many hoppers I actually need to make. Do. I have 3. They can go here. So I need 3 more. That's not terrible. Bop, bop, and dang it. Bop. That's not too bad. Not too bad at all. Gotta put a torch down there so nothing decides to spawn back there. There we go. And then right there I can put some barrels. And above there, you know what? I'll see if oak trapdoors will do the trick. Because since this isn't going to be visible from down there, we don't really have to worry too much about what it looks like on the inside, as long as it's lit up. Not too bad. I have more birch than oak at the moment. There we go. And since we already have double chests worth of stuff, I'm probably not going to end up using those unless it is for very niche things, like the glowing sacks and chainmail. And maybe even if we find that there's another special thing that occasionally spawns in there that we get every once in a while, then I'll also put it in there. But I think the majority of our storage is not going to be there. Because that's not enough. This is enough in general, but we're also going to need to find a place for these. Upstairs probably wouldn't be the worst idea, considering the fact that we do have that small little room-like area. But we'll see. And you know what? Right here is... I honestly don't know what this cave section is attached to. I can't remember off the top of my head. I think this might also be... Wait, can we access this from the top? What is going on here? Alright. Can I access this from the top? Where does this lead? Oh. I mean, I can access it from the top, but this is a little high up. Ugh. Gonna quickly snatch this coal. Just because I am technically running low. And I'm still gonna leave it open as like a doorway into this cave. I want to see where it leads. Oh! Well, that's good to know. To be honest, it could be a backdoor entrance of sorts. Which wouldn't be too terrible. It's a little convoluted in some points. But it's definitely not the worst. Alright. But since it is legitimately open to the front as well, I'm gonna put a door. That's the main reason why I was trying to figure it out. Because if this was just a small cave opening that was to a relatively small-ish cave, I would have left it open. Kind of like if it was a backyard of sorts. But since it opens up to the front, and I'm certain that the shopkeep who lived here wouldn't want anyone breaking in to, well, interrupt his sleep and get all of his goodies. So, door it is. And you know what? In this little cave, because it is a literal cave, there's probably more moisture. So you know what? instead of having that be oak, I'm gonna put a little bit of spruce as well. Just to show that it's wearing with age. Especially in the places that have a lot more moisture. Gonna go ahead and place down the door real quick. Okay, that's a bit much. And there's not enough in this specific area. Mainly because the wall is starting to look a little too flat. Because sure, I could easily use stairs and things of that nature to fix it. But since I haven't done it with any of the other walls, just due to the fact it looks fine because there is a bit of that age, I feel like it's a little odd if I did start putting it here. Just because it was starting to look a bit flat. That doesn't look bad. I think once we have the ceiling worked on, because right now it looks very boxy because the ceiling is, well, flat except for this area. Once I work on the ceiling, put slabs and stuff in the corners and on the sides, basically show that it's part of a cave, I think it'll look a lot better. Let's see here. I also need to figure out where I'm actually going to be storing some of this. Because if this is going to be an area where people come to get a few things, mainly probably a restock of arrows, and get their levels, there'd probably be a table where they would meet, be like, oh, hey, I'm gonna do this in this area. Stuff like that. Or maybe they're planning out their enchants or whatever. Or maybe it's legitimately just like a chess or checkers board down here because they're waiting for Skellies to drop down. Whatever the case may be, I feel like there's gonna be a table down here. And I feel like the storage, like the backup storage mainly, would be in between here and there. So right in this area. To quickly drop that off. So grab the smithing tables. Oh, fine. I didn't want to grab that one. You know what? Back there. Right. I put those back there. I was gonna say, how in the world? But that was me. I'm the one that put those there, not anything else. That was me. There we go. Lovely. Let's go ahead and grab a few tile. Let's do a few tile and then deep slate bricks. I'm gonna need at least 2 more deep slate bricks. There we go. And honestly, spruce feels like it'd be the wood that would most likely be for the floor. Just for a simple fact of that's what it was upstairs. So I have a feeling that's what it would be downstairs as well. So I'm going to quickly grab all of this. Huh. Well, that's going to make things a little bit, only a little bit difficult. Mainly because I need to figure out what to put back there. What I could do, at least in this corner, is another thing of spruce. Would it make the most sense? No, but it also doesn't look terrible. However, you know what? Since those aren't currently holding anything, I'll just do that. Let me. I don't think it would work over here. Over here, what I could do is this. But if I were to do it on the other side, we'd be able to still see through it, which isn't ideal. So let's go ahead and grab Each slate tile is technically the darkest looking one. Just so we can kind of hide it more so. Because since the hoppers are right back there, I can't do much to make it look like there's a wall back there. Just due to that simple fact. But it's dark enough that it's not pulling away from everything else. Hopefully. Gonna quickly grab that and put it somewhere else. Because that is in the way. Because everything else, yeah, it's in the way, but I can at least dig under it and still place the block. That chest was directly in the way. Which would have made it a little difficult to actually place blocks. Why did I forget that would happen? Oh. I'm gonna need to do a different floor in here. Because I use spruce as furniture. I can still do spruce out here, but I'm gonna need to do a different floor in this area. That isn't right. And if I do tile, that'll be too much. If I do dark oak, that'll be too close to the support. Tough, we're already using around. You know what, worst comes to worst, tile doesn't fit. Because we're legitimately using it right here. But I want to put the door back down. Because it looks like it works here. It's more of, we need to actually put it in. Decorate this place. Like with a bed. Maybe even a little bit of carpet. Just to see if it is legitimately too much because it's right here. And then I might change it to brick instead. Even though I want to use brick for more structural things rather than the floor. Just because that's kind of what I've been doing at the moment. But there's always room for change. All right. I must have been around something dusty. Okay. Dang it. Why do I keep on making just barely not enough? This should be enough. It is! Yay! Yeah, right now when there's nothing in here to separate it, it is a bit much. But I bet once we put down probably either a white, gray, or red carpet, or even we could even let this guy have a special carpet and have it be green. Just some sort of break from these colors, and it should be fine. I definitely didn't make enough slabs. I'm fairly certain I have enough wood, but I did not make enough slabs. I'll honestly be surprised if this is enough slabs. I won't complain, but I'll be surprised. Yeah, this is definitely not enough. This, however, might be. And hopefully I have more spruce upstairs. Think I do? Not certain. There we go. Dang it. Dang it. Yeah, that's not too bad. The only place where it's questionable is right there. And that's gonna be fixed because... I'm gonna put a little step there. So that way you can actually go in without having to worry about jumping. Alright. That works. And then if I'm putting spruce here as well, which is the same as the ceiling, then I'm gonna wanna... I'm gonna wanna think of something different. There could still be a wall here, but it would have to be for a different reason than that collapsed and put pressure, the buildup of rock and wood put too much pressure on the wall here. Especially since it would put pressure on both walls, and this wall's relatively intact. So in this case, it could be... Since it's not a tiny hole, it could be someone trying to break in. It could be zombies that just kind of mindlessly, over time, eventually tried to get through that way. I don't know why they would, but who knows? Or maybe even a tall rodent. I'd be concerned if a rodent was that big. But something along those lines. Do I? No? Wait a minute. Did I seriously use all of the spruce I had? Really? I mean, I have more slabs, which is what I came up here for, but jeez. Alrighty then. Oh, there we go. Haha. Perfect. Keep on forgetting that my stone cutter is now downstairs. There we go. And where is... There's the stone cutter. There we go. Not too bad. We're gonna need 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're gonna need 8 stairs. I should really just move this with me. I clicked 1 too many times. But now I can do the underneath of the stairs. And what we could do is have shelves similar to what we did underneath the stairs downstairs. Ah, yes, the stairs downstairs. But have the top row be taller so we can put some armor stands. And then we can have a few chests and barrels. All right. I need... Oh. There we go. What do I need? I need a few chests. That's not the amount of chests I wanted to make. Let's see here. There we go. That's 4. That'll allow us to transfer 2 of the chests. For the most part. And let's do... We can have a few sideways, but I think I want the majority of them being this way. So let's do... bones. Underneath. I don't know why the bones are underneath, but they are. Put all the bones. Then we'll do... You know what? Let's first make a few barrels. Let's make a few barrels. And... take leather things with us. Let's do leather right here. I do not have... Usually I'd use spruce. I could use dark oak. Let's use dark oak. And we'll do bop. Go down the line. Is that the top of the block? No, that's the center of a block. How do I want to go about that? You know what? I'll grab... I'll just grab the slabs. And I'll fix the wall. There we go. That calcite technically was invisible. Lovely. Alright. Wait a minute. I think I put that upstairs. I already have 2 armor stands built somewhere. Seriously? Well, at least I found them. Let's go ahead and put a few down. And I think I want to do one here, one here. I'll put another over here, and then one over here. Maybe even one over here, but I think I'll put barrels there. We'll see. This is kind of our backup storage for downstairs. If we ever do need to fix, not fix, to empty our storage down here, we're gonna need to create an actual storage. Because up there, it's kind of for looks. It's not gonna be the best for storage. It'll work for storage. For the most part. But definitely won't be the best. Put that there. I could put another 2 double chests. But if I put a double chest there, then we're ignoring the fact that it's supposed to be sunken down. So we could do a singular chest. Or 1 double, 1 singular. Something along those lines. Those are bones. Let's have these 2 be arrows and those can be bows. We're going to be getting a lot of bows, so the majority of bows probably going to find a way to either get rid of them or condense them. Because we have a lot of bows. Enough that I'm fairly certain that one chest is probably going to be at least halfway filled. At least. And that might be underselling how many bows we have. I'll put gold in this barrel then. Gold seems to be the most common. Just going from what we have out of armor, gold does seem to be the most common armor piece so far. So that's fun to find out. And I think with a fair chunk of these bows, I need to either just combine them to fix durability if they don't have any enchants. And if they have enchants, see which ones are good, put them together. Just kind of condense them down. Not gonna do that right now, but wouldn't hurt. Wouldn't hurt in the slightest. Is this legitimately going to be an entire chest? Is this going to be over an entire chest? Because those two I'm saving for myself. It's over an entire chest. Lovely. It's just a few bows. Just a couple. Then these ones should be empty, excluding this one. And then this one, I'll deal with. Hi, Skellies. Do you like your new, rest of your life home? It's not too bad. You still need to fix the ceiling. And actually put some things on the ground. But at least fix the issue of XP falling into the hoppers. So there's that. Plus we have a lot more storage. We actually have all of the walls down except for the back wall here. And even then, having tough back here actually doesn't look terrible. I'll see if that opinion still sticks with me next time, but I'm honestly not upset with that wall because it's a little different than everything else. Still need to fix the roof up here, and that still hasn't come across my mind as of what I'm going to do up there. I might still do something with the cave and then expand the little hideaway up there, because there is like a little pond hideaway up there. But I think that's going to be all for me today. So thank you all so much for watching, and thank you so much for joining. We got really close to finishing our Skelly farm area, and next time we're definitely going to finish it. And then we could do a little bit of the surrounding area decorations, such as some of the moss, some of the overgrowth, some of the terraforming that we need to do. And also, most likely, the building up here as well, meaning that we'll be able to just go upstairs, drop down, and actually be able to come down here without having to go through the cave. We might still have to go out through the cave because I need to find kelp for this part. But other than that, we're getting really close. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for joining. If you like the live stream, go ahead and hit the like button. If you want to see more content from me, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And if you want to get notified for any future live streams and videos, go ahead and hit the notification bell. And I'll see you beautiful people next time. Bye!